Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective oracle and affirmations, a little witchy Wednesday, just a little witchy Wednesday for today. Today is Wednesday, December 10th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Information is always in the description box, you guys. My email is in there. If you ever want to email me and chat, feel free. Um, Take what resonates. It all might resonate. I'm just going to read some cards. We're going to use the Season of the Witch Yule Oracle by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. I think I have the next one on order, for next year, or the end of this year. I can't remember. I thought I had one. When you go to your Amazon thing, it shows you now like when you got stuff coming and like a next order or whatever, and I swear that there was a deck on there for Seasons of the Witch. I could be wrong. I want to get the books. They have books. They have journals and they have books. I want to get the books. I should do that. I should order that for Christmas. Like as a treat. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I got 3 on the table. One more shuffle. One card came out in reverse. 4 on the table. 5 with bottom of the deck. Okay, you know what's funny? With the and no tea, no shade, right? With the I never say that. Why did I say that? With the Seasons of the Witch Oracle, I hardly ever get like messages. This is a message for someone. Okay. We've got chills. We've got contemplation in the reverse. And I'm going to read what they are, but I just want to show you. We got crone, perseverance, and bottom of the deck, feasting. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates, it doesn't matter. Chills. Upon my flesh, within thy bones, quivers a crawling, frozen in numbness. Shall I ignore or shall I bestow it? A frozen knowing looks back at thy soul. Contemplation. It breathes in the stillness of all that is, exhaling all that isn't, coming from the ends of the starts and the highest of the lows. Here I gasp for the answers to unfold. And that was in the reverse. Crone. Thy wisdom befriends thy honor, in which weaves within blood a harrowing call from the depths of your sacredness. I said thy instead of the. It says the on there, and I said thy. Someone might be like old school. Like someone might be into like history. Someone might be into like British English, like King Henry the eighth, and like somebody might be into just like old timey type stuff. Um, I am, but I'm into more of like the romantic aspect of like old timey stuff. So Bronte and Sense and Sensibility, and Jane Austen, like just like I guess girly kind of stuff, like girly kind of history. I just like the romance of everything, if that makes sense. Like I could care less about war and government and all that. I mean, I'm interested in it, but like I'm more interested in human nature and people and connections and relationships. But someone might be interested in that. We got perseverance. Stay in the power, dear child, for thy lonely is never alone. When the world is dreadful upon thy, turn to the spirits within thy. Thy lonely is never alone. We talked about that last week, right? This past weekend, alone versus lonely. Like you could be alone and be perfectly fine with it. You could be lonely, but you're never alone, right? Like You're always guided if you believe. Bottom of the deck, feasting. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast, nor here or there, yet everywhere it be. So let me say this, because I think I talk about it this morning, or did I talk about it yesterday? You're never too old to change your path. You're never too old to change direction and get on a new path. Oh, by the way, my phone might beep because I texted my friend. I'm waiting for a response. But you're never too old to change course. Like, I'm 45. How many times in my lifetime have I ditched one thing and started another because it wasn't working for me? I don't know. Let me hazard a guess. 10 times? I don't know. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because if something isn't working for you, then it's not right. It's not the right fit. Move on. Choose something else. Go in another direction. It's fine. You have time. Especially young people. Especially young people. Like, if you follow, if you subscribe, you guys know that, like, I work in a warehouse, okay? Before that, I spent almost 20 years in retail. I was in retail management for, I don't know, a total like 15 years, technically, something like that. But I was in retail for over 20 years. Then I went to the warehouse. I get paid a hell of a lot more to work in the warehouse and stand at a pick station or stand at a pack station than I did being in management, which is crazy, but it's true. And let me tell you something. I'm way more happier there staring at a wall than I am having to actually talk to people. And and it's not even that I didn't like talking to people. It's just I like not having responsibility. I like coming in, doing my job to the best of my ability, and going home and not having to worry about it. There are people there, young people there, that are like in their early 20s. There's some people that are even like 18, 19, okay? And they literally come in and they're like, I hate this job. I hate it. And I literally look at them and I say, you don't have to work here. You're 20 years old. Go get another job. Yeah, but it pays really good. Yeah, but is this all that's ever going to be important to you? Like, you still live at home. You still live with mommy and daddy. While you still live at home, maybe take some classes at the college. Maybe figure out what you want to do or who you want to be. Go look for another job that makes you happy. There's all kinds of options out there for young people, and it kind of drives me crazy that they put themselves in a little box and they're like, okay, well, now I have to work at this warehouse until the day I die. No, you don't. And I understand the need for money. I understand if you don't live with mommy and daddy and you got rent, you got a mortgage, you got a car payment, you got to take care of a dog, a kid, whatever. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, I'm of the opinion I would rather sacrifice on other things, like going out, entertainment, clothing, cards. I would rather sacrifice on that stuff and have a job that I love than go to a job that I hate, all because I make an extra, $200 a month, $500 a month, whatever it is. And again, if you do live with mommy and daddy, or even if you live somewhere where you have roommates, you could probably afford to take that pay cut and go follow your dreams. Because when you're in those early years, that's the time. Now, in this reading, to me, it's somebody a little bit older, a little bit more mature. But again, I'm 45. How many times have I changed direction in my life? Plenty. I'm literally changing direction right now. In 2026, I'm going to be going down a path I haven't gone down, right? It's always new. It's always different. Life sometimes takes you in one direction. You realize it's not working. You got to switch gears. You got to change it up. You got to move fast. You got to think on your feet. And you got to get on another path. It's just like when you get thrown on a different timeline. You wake up one morning and you're like, this is not the same timeline. You're like, I jumped something. Same thing. You got to think on your feet. You got to be quick about it. You can't think about what was and what is in the future. You need to move. And it's kind of funny because I was thinking about a friend this morning when I was doing my 2 miles on the tread, and yeah, I did 2 miles before 5 a.m. if you can believe it. I wanted to make sure I got some in before I had to take Harley to the vet. She's at the vet, by the way. They're supposed to call me around noon, she thinks. She said there were only 2 cats in there for surgery, and Harley was one of them. So hopefully everything is okay, and I can go pick her up early because I want to spend as much recovery time with her as I can. I have to work tomorrow. I don't have any. I mean, I had vacation time, but I didn't ask for any off. It was too late. Anyway, I was thinking about my friend this morning, and not to put any negative energy out there and not to put this on her, but I was talking to another friend about it yesterday. I've been losing weight since June. I've lost about 45 pounds, and I yo-yo back and forth. I ate that whole bag of pork rinds, so I probably gained like 3 pounds. But and I think I was on the scale on Sunday, and I think I had gained like 5 back. So, like, I lost 40, I lost 45, whatever. It yo-yos, right? It doesn't matter. I walk every day, I work out every day, I watch my calories every day for the most part. I'm happy with my progress. A little bit each day, a little bit each week, a little bit each month. That's fine. I will take it. I am happy. I noticed that a friend of mine at work who I don't really talk to anymore, she looks like she's gaining weight. She's a beautiful girl. She's a beautiful woman. Beautiful, stunning, gorgeous hair, beautiful eyes. Her figure, like if she were to lose weight and get to like her ideal weight, of what they say you should weigh for your height, like she would be stunning. I mean, she is stunning, even plump, right? But I was talking to my other friend about it, and I said, I think she's gained weight. And my friend is like, yeah, yeah, she has. I noticed. And it's kind of like that flip-flop energy, right? Like I was her, now I'm who she used to be. She it was me, and now she's who I used to be. And I'm not saying that there's any correlation there. Maybe there is, but I literally was just thinking this morning, and I said out loud as I was walking the tread, baby girl, you got to get up and move. You got to move that ass. And I wasn't even talking to me. I was talking to her, and I was trying to send out that vibe. Like, come on, let's go. When spring comes, I would love to go on walks with her. I would love it because I think at the end of the day, I think she would push me. I don't think I'd be pushing her. I think she'd be pushing me. But yeah, I I was trying to put some energy out there to like get her ass moving. Like, come on, let's go. Exercise, go for a walk, do something. And she's very much involved with her church. She goes to church, and her family. She spends a lot of time with her family. And I don't know if she's got a boyfriend, or I don't know what she's got going on. Like I said, I really haven't talked to her that much in the last couple months. But you know, I wish her well. I want the best for her always. And looking at her yesterday, like I really looked at her and I was like, holy shit, like what is this? Because I mean, I could only hazard a guess as to how much somebody gained, right? Because I mean, even me, when you look at me, some people think that I lost more than I've lost, and some people don't even think I've lost what I've lost. So it's always like, perception. But I mean, I would say she probably gained like 15, 20 pounds at least, at least. And she's a tiny little thing. She's tiny. Like, and she's a cutie pie. She really is. But anyway, where was I going with that story? I was telling her to get up and move her ass. Basically, I was putting that energy out there. Whatever this is for somebody somebody is not thinking about it. Somebody put it on the back burner. This could be an older person, okay? Or this could just be an old idea, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be an older person, but it could be an old idea, like somebody, just an example, but like somebody thinking, okay, you know, I got offered to work for this company, but let me put this on the back burner till after Christmas, and then I'll think about it in the new year. Well, meanwhile, that job is just sitting there, and who's to say somebody doesn't snag that up, right? This is kind of the energy of move your ass. Because at the end of the day, it's only going to lead to positivity. Because here's the thing, even even if I use that example and I say, okay, take that job now before Christmas, because it might be gone after Christmas, and somebody takes the job, and at the new year they're like, this job is horrible, this job sucks. Okay, so what are we going to do about it? Look for a different job, switch it up, keep moving. You just going to sit there and wallow in this shitty job? Or make it the job of your dreams. How can you change your perspective? How can you persevere in a situation that you're now stuck in? And I'm not saying anybody should stay somewhere where they don't belong, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a career, a home, whatever, a family dynamic. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I think I've told you guys this before too. When I left retail and I got my job at the warehouse, that first 2 weeks at the warehouse almost killed me. I was over 300 pounds. I had to run around with a cart and pick into boxes on my cart, take the cart with the boxes to a pack station, pack it all myself, and start over. And I would, on a good day, I could get like 12 or 13 orders done in like 8 hours. On a slow day, maybe like 6 to 8 orders, depending on how big they are, right? But you're talking on a cart, and they were usually two shelves. The top shelf was for like trash and your stuff, right? Because I have like a tape gun and all that kind of stuff, pen, paper, that kind of stuff. You're probably talking anywhere from 6 to 7 boxes on each shelf. And once you fill those with stuff, like you're pulling this cart that weighs hundreds of pounds behind you. I was running my ass off those first 2 weeks. And I remember after the first week, I went home and I told my ex-husband, who was my husband at the time, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I really don't know if I can do this. But I made it work and I stuck it out. And I'm still there 6 years later, over 6 years later. And it is one of the best jobs I've ever had. I love most of the people I work with. I actually do love my job, even though some days, I want to, piss vinegar. It's a new phrase. Piss vinegar. Not piss and vinegar, piss vinegar. But I made it work. And 6 years later, it's one of the best jobs I've ever had. Now, granted, I haven't had many jobs in my life. I think we talked about this before, like 6 jobs, maybe 7. But it's my favorite. It is by far my favorite. And at the end of the day, it was nothing but abundance for me. And it still is. It's my favorite job. It's my best paying job, right? I get good benefits there for the most part. I mean, healthcare is what it is, right? Somebody needs to move. Somebody needs to make a decision. They need to quit sitting on their ass, get up and move. God, this really did turn into a reading. It's like 20 minutes later. And again, you don't necessarily have to be an older person, but this is definitely like an older idea, something that's sitting on the back burner, something that should have been accomplished, something that should have been put into motion sooner than it has. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope everybody is having a great Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to do any more readings. I told you guys yesterday I was only going to do affirmations. I felt called to do this as an affirmation, but as soon as the cards fell out, I realized this was a reading. That's okay. That's how it works. Um, Maybe I'll do another reading. Maybe I'll do more affirmations. Maybe I won't do anything. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got to go change litter boxes now and walk another 2 miles and take a shower and then go pick up my cat. Have a good Wednesday. Bye.